Open Book The Hollow Veil. Book I, The Whispering House, 19th Century Gothic Horror. Chapter 1, The Unseen Architect. Dr. Elias Wren discovers a new door in his mansion, one that was never there before. Its handle feels colder than death, and the wood shifts as if breathing. Chapter 2, The Mirror That Speaks. Inside the door is a hidden room, empty except for a massive mirror. As Elias steps closer, the mirror whispers his name, but his reflection does not. Chapter 3, Reflections That Do Not Match. Elias watches his reflection move on its own, forming words he never spoke. It warns him, do not open the second door. Chapter 4, The Disappearance of Time. His wife vanishes overnight, but her reflection remains in the mirror, trapped, screaming in silence. Chapter 5, The First Vanishing. Elias smashes the mirror. Behind the shattered glass is a hallway that does not belong in his house, leading somewhere impossible. Book 2, The Forgotten Asylum, 1920 Psychological Horror. Chapter 6, Echoes from the Past. Sarah Thorne, a journalist, investigates Ashford Asylum, where patients from different decades have identical records, as if they were the same person. Chapter 7, The Room That Breathes. Inside the asylum's sealed wing, Sarah finds a room radiating heat, as if something is alive within the walls. Chapter 8, The Voices Beneath the Floor. Late at night, Sarah hears whispers, her own voice, recorded decades before she was born. Chapter 9, The Man Who Was Never There. An asylum doctor appears in every patient's history, but records show he never existed. Chapter 10, The Hallway That Moves. Sarah sees hallways shift overnight, leading her back to places she has never visited, but remembers vividly. Book 3, Hollowskin Modern-Day Horror. Chapter 11, Dreams That Alter Flesh. Dr. Noah Voss discovers sleep paralysis patients waking up with wounds sustained inside their dreams. Chapter 12, The Reflection Syndrome. Subjects claim their mirrors show their bodies from yesterday, not today. Some even see missing limbs they haven't lost yet. Chapter 13, This Is Not Your Body. Noah himself wakes up paralyzed, his reflection whispering words he cannot hear. Chapter 14, The Wrong Side of the Glass. Security footage shows Noah staring at himself for hours, but he doesn't remember doing it. Chapter 15, A Voice from Beyond the Veil. Noah deciphers the messages from dream transmissions, but as he understands, his skin begins peeling away, revealing something beneath that is not human. Book 4, The Last Colony, Future Horror/Cosmic Terror. Chapter 16, A Home That Should Not Exist. Astronauts wake up on an isolated planet to find their childhood homes standing outside their station. Chapter 17, The Astronaut's Double. A crew member sees his own body, standing in the distance, silently watching. Chapter 18, Structures That Remember. Buildings appear overnight, matching exact memories from Earth, before the crew was even born. Chapter 19, The Name Beneath the Ground. Voices call from beneath the soil, whispering names no one should know. Chapter 20, The Final Truth. The Hollow Veil was never an entity. It was reality itself. The crew never left Earth. They merely crossed into the next phase, where existence rewrites itself and humanity was only a fleeting dream. Hashtag Open Book The Hollow Veil. Full 53 chapter expansion. Genre, psychological horror, supernatural, cosmic dread. Structure, interconnected stories, spanning centuries of reality fractures. Hashtag Small Blue Diamond Act V. The House That Does Not Forget, chapters 21 to 28. The mansion never truly vanished. It simply buried itself in time. Hashtag chapter 21, The Architect's Curse. Decades after Elias Wren's disappearance, new owners move into Aberdeen Manor, unaware of his forgotten doors. Hashtag chapter 22, A Room Older Than the House. Blueprints reveal a section of the house that predates its construction, and its walls pulsate as if breathing. Hashtag chapter 23, The Door That Moves. Each night, a single door shifts positions, appearing somewhere new. Hashtag chapter 24, The Child Who Knows Too Much. The youngest daughter of the new owners predicts future deaths with eerie accuracy. Hashtag Chapter 25. Whispers in the wallpaper. Stripping the house's wallpaper reveals hidden words beneath. Names of past owners, written before they lived there. Hashtag Chapter 26. A portrait that watches. An old painting changes nightly, aging rapidly, until the subject matches a man who does not exist. Hashtag Chapter 27. The staircase that never ends. A newly uncovered staircase descends further than the house's foundation, leading to an impossible abyss. Hashtag Chapter 28. The house remembers their faces. Visitors begin finding sketches of their faces, drawn decades before their birth. Hashtag Small Blue Diamond Act 6. The hospital that swallowed time. Chapters 29 to 36. A research hospital is built over the remains of Ashford Asylum, but patients soon realize their minds are slipping. Hashtag Chapter 29. Doctors who never leave. Records show certain doctors have been employed for over 120 years, yet they haven't aged. Hashtag Chapter 30. The wrong patient files. A woman checks in for minor surgery, but nurses find her autopsy report dated from 1912. Hashtag Chapter 31. Vanishing staff. Hospital workers begin disappearing, only to reappear in past surveillance footage, wearing the old uniforms of a previous century. Hashtag Chapter 32. The operating room that wasn't there. A new surgical wing is added, yet construction records do not exist. Its walls match the architecture of a forgotten asylum. Hashtag Chapter 33. A ward with no entrance. Blueprints show an extra patient ward, yet no doors lead inside. Hashtag Chapter 34. Conversations with the dead. Patients record full conversations with doctors who haven't worked there in decades, but the recordings weren't made in the present. Hashtag Chapter 35. The diagnosis that alters reality. A patient receives a wrong diagnosis and immediately develops symptoms she did not have before. Hashtag Chapter 36. The hospital exists in 2 centuries. Satellite imaging shows the hospital on top of itself. One in the present, the other in 1903, existing simultaneously. Hashtag Small Blue Diamond Act 7. The Hollow Veil Awakens, Chapters 37 to 45. The Hollow Veil is not just an anomaly. It is an entity and it wants to be noticed. Hashtag Chapter 37. The library that should not exist. A journalist finds a library containing books that haven't been written yet. Hashtag Chapter 38. Time writes its own history. The books begin changing, updating their contents based on events that haven't happened yet. Hashtag Chapter 39. The man who lives in the past. Security cameras reveal a man living in the library, but he is dressed as if in the 1800s. Hashtag Chapter 40. The letters from future. A woman receives handwritten letters from herself, dated 10 years ahead. Hashtag Chapter 41. The door that leads outside of time. Opening a locked archive reveals a door that does not connect to any known location. Hashtag Chapter 42. Reality fractures. People report seeing versions of themselves standing in mirrors, but older, aged as if decades had passed overnight. Hashtag Chapter 43. The Hollow Veil speaks. An entity begins communicating through written words, messages appearing in books, walls, and even on human skin. Hashtag Chapter 44. The truth that cannot be understood. Those who decipher its words experience instant psychological collapse. Hashtag Chapter 45. The Hollow Veil knows your name. The entity begins whispering directly to individuals, calling them by name before they even enter its presence. Hashtag Small Blue Diamond Act 8. The Last Human Memories, Chapters 46 to 53. The final revelation, humanity was never real, only a dream within the hollow veil. Hashtag Chapter 46. The Forgotten Cities. Entire cities disappear overnight, leaving only faint echoes of their presence in old photographs. Hashtag Chapter 47, the reality that isn't ours. A scientist studying quantum anomalies realizes our universe does not belong to us. We are merely passing through it. Hashtag Chapter 48, the vanishing of human thought. Certain people forget they exist, and as their memories disappear, their bodies fade as well. Hashtag Chapter 49, the places you have never been. Maps change daily, listing cities that were never built, yet they now exist fully populated. Hashtag Chapter 50, the last human dream. Astronauts on an isolated planet watch as Earth slowly vanishes, revealing the reality that lies beyond it. Hashtag Chapter 51, the Hollow Veil's final words. It speaks once, asterisk in every language at once, asterisk, revealing the hidden history of everything. Hashtag Chapter 52, the unraveling of existence. Human consciousness fragments, unraveling into thoughts that drift freely through time. Hashtag Chapter 53, the Hollow Veil remains. Only one truth remains. We were never alive. We were only watching, dreaming, passing through, before the veil took us back. Asterisk. The Hollow Night. By your name. Chapter 1, The Vanishing Lights. The town of Blackwood had always been shrouded in mystery, but it wasn't until the winter of 1987 that people truly understood its darkness. It started with the streetlights flickering, one by one. They dimmed until the town was swallowed in unnatural night. Then the disappearances began. Chapter 2, Shadows in the Fog. Madeline Winters had lived in Blackwood her entire life. She never believed in ghosts or curses until the night she saw them. Figures lurking in the thick fog, whispering her name in voices that sounded like cracking bones. She locked her doors, but that didn't stop the voices from seeping into her mind. Chapter 3, The Forgotten Ones. The towns missing were never found. People whisper about something buried beneath Blackwood, something ancient that had awakened. The police searched, but all they found were empty houses, doors wide open and untouched dinner plates still warm on tables. Chapter 4, The House on Ashbury Road. Every town has a legend. For Blackwood, it was the abandoned house on Ashbury Road. It had stood for over a century, untouched by time. No one ever saw anyone enter or leave. The townsfolk avoided it, but Madeline knew that was where the answers lay. The closer she got, the colder the air became, until her breath hung frozen in front of her lips. Chapter 5, The Eyes in the Dark. Inside the house, dust covered everything like a burial shroud. The air was thick with rot, and every step sent echoes through the walls. Then she saw them, eyes in the dark, blinking, watching, waiting. The room smelled of earth, as if someone had clawed his way up from below. One the echo in the walls. Lena moved into a decrepit mansion, drawn to its eerie beauty and untouched history. On the first night, she heard a voice, not a whisper, but an echo that followed her every step. "You came back," it said. She dismissed it as a trick of the old wood, but the voice persisted. It mimicked her breathing, whispered her thoughts before she could voice them. Terrified, she traced the sound to the basement, where she found an ancient mirror, cracked but glowing faintly. Her own reflection was missing. "I waited," the voice murmured, growing clearer, closer. Then the realization hit her. She had never lived here before. But the voice, it remembered her, because it had been her. And as she screamed, the mirror repaired itself, sealing her inside. 2. The Man in the Static. Jason always fell asleep to the static hum of his old TV. It was white noise, comforting in its mindless chaos. But one night, he noticed something off. The static wasn't random anymore. It was forming words. "Are you awake?" Jason froze. He scrambled for the remote, turned the volume down, but the whisper continued, directly in his mind. The screen flickered, the static shifting into the shape of a man, tall, featureless, waiting. "Let me in." Jason pulled the plug, plunging the room into silence. But the whisper remained. I'm already inside. 1. The hungry reflection. Elaine's mirror always felt off. Its surface warped slightly at night, like something shifted behind it. One evening, she leaned in closer. Her reflection didn't copy her movements. Instead, it smiled. When she tried to back away, her reflection grabbed her wrist from the glass. The last thing she saw was herself, pulling her in. In the morning, everything was normal, except the reflection was missing. 2. The door that shouldn't exist. Jacob woke to find an extra door in his apartment, one that wasn't there yesterday. No hinges, no seams, just smooth wood. At 3 a.m., it knocked. He ignored it. The next night, it creaked open, revealing a black void beyond. A hand reached out, a twisted version of his own, pulling him toward the darkness. The door vanished in the morning. But Jacob? He was gone too. 3. The house that moves at night. Emma's childhood home felt different every morning. Furniture slightly shifted, walls closer together, doors misaligned. One night, she left a candle burning and woke up outside, the entire house locked from the inside. Her keys didn't fit. The windows showed a different house entirely. And when she knocked, something inside knocked back. 4. The TV that watches you. Daniel's old TV was unplugged, but it still turned on randomly, always showing static. One night, the static shifted into words. Are you watching me? Then the screen showed his bedroom, a live feed from the wrong angle. The camera was inside the TV. Something was watching, and it was getting closer. 5. The shadow that follows too closely. Whenever Mia walked home at night, her shadow felt too close, its edges too sharp. One evening, she stepped left, but her shadow didn't. It just stood there, watching. Then it moved forward, not on the ground, but toward her. She screamed, but no one heard her, because when she turned around, she was a shadow now,